everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Ahead, we've got a good running back matchup here with a couple of guys who will not shy away from contact. It's Thomas Rawls and LeGarrette Blount.
Thank you, Larry. It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look live there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly," as they get ready to match up. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
With the Seattle Seahawks. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Flush to his right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that. First drive, pick-6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly. Yeah,
usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Charles, earlier we talked a lot about Russell Wilson, what a great job he did last year in 2017 as Seattle's offense is working their way back onto the field. But they're probably going to need to find a running game to alleviate some of that pressure on Wilson, right?
Yeah, you think? I mean, my goodness, when you take a look at what Russell Wilson did, he more than doubled the rushing yardage of Mike Davis, who finished second. And Mike Davis didn't begin the year on Seattle's roster. They went through a number of runners this season, none of them that fit and really hit. Chris Carson, they thought was going to be the guy. He got hurt early in the year. But they definitely have to find a running game and get back to playing that Seattle football of run first and let Russell Wilson take over from there.
Back to the air, Wilson after the pick-6. He rifles one that's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is this horoscope off? Is biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl. But 3rd MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Vinny Curry in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. Donnell Allerby in there to drop him yet again, and he must be shell-shocked back there. That's now back-to-back-to-back sacks, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, as seen on TV, here's their resident strongman, John Ryan, on to punt. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, and they totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit the Houston area in a big way. His original goal was $200,000. So congratulations to J.J. Watt and all the people who participated. And Greg Olsen of the Panthers, Benjamin Watson of the Ravens, both tight ends, also nominated and finalists for the most prestigious award as determined by the NFL, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award.
The play clock's running down. And he'll get this one up to the 26. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Let's see. The defense might bring some added pressure as the offense is dealing with a 3rd and long. Now Foles looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back to the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Doug Baldwin, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Blair Walsh on to attempt the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Eagles will take over here in just a second on offense. And Charles, as you look back to the Super Bowl title run that they just had, what were some of the moves that made that possible?
I'll keep it on the offensive side of the ball because I thought their front office did a fantastic job of having answers in case things happen. Carson Wentz goes out. Well, they had signed Nick Foles to back him up. That worked out pretty well. Getting Alshon Jeffrey as a weapon outside to help them in the passing game. Darren Sproles gets hurt at running back. Corey Clement was signed as an undrafted free agent. He filled in well, and they traded for Jay Ajayi. And how about Jason Peters losing the all-world left tackle? And Halapoulivaati Vaitai, who they drafted the year before, filled in quite capably. They had answers for everything they needed.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Wentz. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Wentz looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, very impressive. They had both sides of the ball. Sean McVay deserving, I think you would agree, of Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what he did for the Rams when they went from last in the league in scoring to leading the league in scoring and winning a division title. And how about the New Orleans Saints? Rookie of the Year, offense and defense. Alvin Kamara on offense, Marshawn Lattimore on defense.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. After the interception, here's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vinny Curry in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They're going to find his running back. It's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but...
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football. Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back, right at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground. By the defense.
Wentz to throw on second down. And some space here. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a third and short, 3rd and 1.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Here's Foles. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Foles. And he rifles one incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And now it's 2nd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now a toss play. It's Ajayi. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with third and still 7 yards to go. Back to throw here. Steps away to his left. Call it a loss of 12 that time. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now Donnie Jones, an original 7th-round pick of the Seahawks, on to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, the All-Pro returner from 2015, Tyler Lockett. Fielded just inside the 20. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be re-signed, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins. And about the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks, DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Now Wilson on 1st down. Buying time to his left. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. Now it's Carson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Brandon Graham in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So they kick it through to take the lead. There is a little bit of time left, though, here in the 2nd quarter.
And while they're concerned about not giving up a big return or giving up points themselves going into the half, how good do they feel, though, putting points on the board themselves right near the end of the 1st half?
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Cliff Averill in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll drop the throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Donnie Jones now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. So 2 quarters, and we've seemingly lost communication with Larry. Good news, though, both teams somehow already back on the field and ready for the 3rd quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk. Come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
They'll set up to throw. Drops it off to Ajayi. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll make this a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. They run with Ajayi. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.